when the worst occurs, there's only one person that matters: you. At Massey & Associates, we want to be the ones you call for help. We're the ones to get you the compensation you deserve from the insurance companies. Call us today and find out if you have a case. The consultation is always free. Massey & Associates, you gotta get Gary.
Get immediate storm alerts. Download the Local 3 Weather app now.
There's kind of a buzzword, I think it's safe to say, in medicine these days, and that buzzword is neurodivergent. What that means might be complicated to explain, but the impact it has on individual lives is really, really amazing to watch. Dr. Lauren Mansolf gets to watch that every single day. She has Sprouting Life Chiropractic here in Chattanooga. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
So sometimes I'll learn the most interesting things about people when we're getting set up to do these conversations. So you're born and raised in Chattanooga.
Yep.
And your son kind of inspired you to get into this field. But what I just learned from you is that you have been fascinated by the brain since you were a kid.
Yes, absolutely. I know how much the nervous system can have an impact on kids, even from an early age. And then, when we had our oldest child and found out that he was neurodivergent, what we were doing with him wasn't working. And so really diving into all of the things that I could find, basically everything, reading everything, trying to take classes and figure out what I could do to help him. So it's really been a journey to get us here.
So what that means, I'll let you explain it better than I can, but basically if you have a brain, you're going to be neurodivergent. I guess that would be fair to say. But if you're watching and you are the parent or even a grown person struggling with ADHD, autism, difficulty sleeping maybe.
Yeah, constipation, chronic ear infections, sensory processing, all of these things are based in neurology, and they're based in how the brain is able to talk to the body. And so when we can really get down and measure the nervous system and get a good idea of what it's doing and really just how it's communicating and where there may be struggles, then that gives us an idea of how we can help with that, because all of those conditions have the same root cause. And in traditional medicine, we may give them different diagnoses like constipation and chronic ear infections and ADHD and sensory processing. But when it comes down to it, the root cause is all the same, and it's neurology.
So this talk is very personal for me this morning. I had shared some things with you off camera, and I bet a lot of people watching are going to nod their heads with the same thing, because I've walked a journey, especially with one of my children, where I was knocking on doors and I was getting nowhere. I could talk to you like that, and I knew right away we could connect. And especially for moms, there is that gut instinct. They might not know how to define it, but they know it.
Yes, and absolutely. And we call that the mom gut, right? Like if you have kids, you know that instant where you say, oh, something's not right, or hey, these 2-year-old tantrums, yes, they're tantrums, but there's something else. There's something else going on. Or maybe it's when they get to be that 5 and 6-year-old age where they're just not able to sit down and focus in school. Or maybe it's a little older when they're a little, 11, 12, 13, and they're just not as excited to hang out with their friends anymore.
Right.
It's that mom gut that we listen to so much, because that mom gut is truly our innate intelligence. It is our God-given ability to understand what's going on with our kids. And we always joke about it's the mom gut, but it's the dad gut too, right?
Yeah,
like
it is.
Dads have it a little bit too.
So
But
I'll kind of segue in, because you had that same mom gut.
I did.
So you very much are about treatment, yes, but about education, because if the patient doesn't understand it, and for a child, that's going to be the parent.
Yep, for sure.
It's harder for them to find the success they're after.
Yeah, absolutely. And so one of the things that we work on and that we love to do is educate our parents, because so many moms have that mom gut, but they just don't know where to turn. And so like I said, they're scrolling on social media, they're going to Dr. Google, they're trying to figure out everything they can. They're asking their pediatricians, they're asking their specialists, their OTs, their PTs, their speech therapists, but no one's ever giving them that true answer of this is what's going on and this is what's causing the problem.
And sometimes it's the acknowledgement too. Like you mentioned Dr. Google, but a lot of us have been there, and that might not get you the right answer, but it might get you asking pertinent questions to lead you there.
Exactly. And that's really what we want to do. We want to educate and empower our parents to really understand what's going on with their kid, and also then to give them hope, because so many times we see parents that will come in and say, I've tried everything. I've tried tried all of the oils. I've tried the detoxes. I've tried to get rid of gluten and dairy and all of that, done the PT and the OT and the speech. And they're still struggling. Maybe they've seen some success at some level with some of those things, but they're still struggling. And so that's a really big thing that we want to make sure that we're just empowering our moms. We're empowering our families to, hey, listen to that mom gut. Keep looking for answers. We've got hope for you. We know what we can do to help.
I can't believe you just used the word hope, because in my brain I was thinking, okay, when she gets through, I'm going to use the word hope. Because especially as a parent, it's a horrible thing to feel like there is no hope.
Yeah.
And you need somebody to share in that with you. So the fact that you're going to give them that, I want to talk kind of scientifically a little bit what you do, because it's not just your own gut. You've got the proof to back it up.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely. There are definitely, specific certifications that I've gone through as a neurologically based pediatric chiropractor. And it's stuff that not every chiropractor has gone through. And so that makes us a little different. We get our education in school, but the specialty that we have has taken hours and hours of additional training and classes and hands-on experience to really know what we know and to know how to treat these kiddos and how to take care of them at their very best.
You're actually the only clinic like yours in the tri-state area.
I am. We are the only clinic that is certified to be a neurologically based pediatric chiropractor in the tri-state area.
So when you come in, and by the way, I know we're focusing on the pediatric side of it, but if you're 25, if you're 45, she can help you too. But the secret sauce is getting in early.
Yes.
So even though she can do treatment, she loves doing preventive measures too.
Yes.
Do people get like a brain scan when they come to you, or a neurological assessment?
Yeah, so we call it a neurological scan. Insight is what it's truly called. There are 3 separate scans that we combine together, and it's just reading information from the body. So we see fertility couples who are really struggling with fertility. We see adults, we see kids, we see new babies, we see pregnant mamas, and they're all able to get this scan because it's simply reading information from the nervous system and allowing us to create this objective measurement of what's going on, how much stress is there, where we need to focus, and how we can help best.
So as I show you her information, I will tell you that she and I, when we began to talk, within seconds, we were just clicking. And you probably know this, when you find somebody who understands your walk, you can't quit talking to them. She understands your walk.
Yeah.
So
I've been there. I have my own kiddo, and so I feel like that makes it so much more impactful to know I know what you guys are going through.
Yep.
I know what these moms are going through.
Well, here's where you're going to find her. It's called Sprouting Life Chiropractic. She's over on East 4th, right there near Blood Assurance on the 3rd floor of the building. She would love to help you have that hope in your life. And then don't forget, she has those quarterly workshops for you to come and get educated. Thanks.
Thank you so much.